পারছে একটু হেল্প করেন So we're going to start with the rhyme of the ancient mariner. So we're going to finish it off. Rhyme of the ancient mariner. But before you jump through this, I think you should keep it in mind that Coleridge wants to say you there are more, write it down, there are more invisible things. Write it down, everyone. Keep your phone silent. There are more invisible things than visible. There are more invisible things than visible. There are more invisible things than visible. This is what you should believe as you are going to read Coleridge. Coleridge wants to say you that things that we do not see, or you can say that there are more unseen creatures than seen. Are you writing it down? There are more unseen creatures than seen. And he also questions you this one. What is ethics? Yeah. What is truth? What is death? What is life? What is life in death? These are the things that he wants to question you. Are you writing it down? What is ethics? What is truth? What is death? What is life? And what is life in death, or death in life? So many questions he'll be asking you through this poem, The Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, written by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Faiz, after a long time.
Yes, sir.
Minimize the distance, Faiz. It's been a long time. Minimize it. Okay. Ethics, truth, death, life in death. These are the questions Coleridge is going to ask you, and he wants you to believe in this. Can you remember the theory of cave?
Yes, sir.
What is that? Out of the box, there are more things that we don't see, right? So one of the finest forms to understand the theory of cave is like that. There are more invisible things than visible. There are more unseen creatures than seen. Do you understand the meaning of it?
Yes, sir.
Things that you see, we just only limited onto that. Like we only believe that these are the things that are available. But there are more unseen things that we cannot see. There are more creatures that we cannot see. Who says it? Coleridge says it. And today he's going to deal with that. So the whole poem, he wants you to believe that it can happen, it will happen, and it has happened. He wants you to believe that. Let's see whether we can believe in Coleridge or not, or whether we can trust Coleridge or not. Okay. Let's go for it one by one step. If I just draw the picture, since I'm not a good artist, is there anyone who can help me drawing a ship? Anyone who can draw a ship? No? Quick. Thank you. Okay. Don't waste time. Okay, go on. She's trying at least. Oh, okay.
Doodling. I mean,
Okay. Okay, whatever it is, she's trying. That's good. No. Those who are commenting, they're not able to hold the marker even, but still they're commenting. Okay, done? Okay. And here you just draw an albatross. Can you just draw a bird here? A big bird. Wait. Okay. The wings are, greater than the body. Huh?
Just imagine.
Okay.
Use your imagination.
Okay. We are considering anyway. So before we jump to that, we should know the difference between mariner and sailor. What's the difference between mariner and sailor? No, both are same. There is no difference. Mariner is for, in the old English we use mariner, and the sailor is the modern English. Simple. Okay? But interestingly, you'll find that the old guy is referred as mariner, and rest of the people, they are being said as sailor. Why? Because mariner is old. That's why the denotion for him is mariner, and rest of the people are known as sailor. And approximately there are 200 sailors sailing with the mariner in this ship, okay? So what happens right now? All of them, this ship, can you see that ship, everyone?
Yes, sir.
The ship, somehow, there is thunder, there is a storm, and there is an iceberg, you can imagine. It's just stuck here, and they cannot see any way, and everything is gloomy. The ship is not moving, and they're expecting that, they're expecting for a good luck, if something happens so that they can move. So when they were expecting that, they're waiting for any good luck, and in English, the good luck is known as O-M-E-N, omen. Okay, this pronunciation is omen, but it means, omen means what? Good luck. And if you want to make it bad luck, then you have to add bad omen. Okay, kharap nari. Okay, so good luck, iceberg. Okay, so when it is stuck, and everyone was praying actually, praying for what? Miracle. So they get a rescue, and then suddenly they find there is a big albatross, and in the sky there is no bird except the albatross, and it was flying, and it was coming and visiting the ship. So everyone was thinking, come on, it's going to be a good luck, I think, because no birds are there except the albatross. Why it's coming here? So they fed him. They fed him for 8 days. And albatross used to come, and they had a very good companion with the albatross. And then they suddenly find that the storm is going to be over, and things are getting well, and everyone thinks, oh, the albatross has brought good luck for us, right? But can you remember this guy? The mariner, what he does, all of a sudden, he took his crossbow and shoot the albatross for no reason. What did he do? He shot the albatross for no reason. He just killed the bird, and every sailor was looking at him. What have you done? And even he is not getting the answer actually. Why did he kill the albatross? He doesn't have that sense. And what happens at once, it seems like, the sky has become becoming brighter again. Sun start to shine. The ship start to sail. And everyone said, wow, you have done a great job. That albatross was the bad luck for us. And you killed it, very good. And everyone is happy. The ship is sailing right now. So who was the bad luck? The albatross. And all of a sudden, people, it's sailing well, and all of a sudden it is stuck again. And this time it's much more severe. He finds the mariner is telling you the story that, hey Imtiaz, the mariner is telling you the story that, have you seen the ocean is like, there's a floating of the water, right? There's no floating of the water. And the sun started to become extremely hot. And everything is getting melted. Even the ship The wood started to melt. This is what Coleridge wants to say you. That much heat. And every sailor is now looking at the mariner, saying that for you, these things are happening because you killed the albatross, and that's why we are stuck right now. In line number 80, if you have this, in line number 80, see, God saved the ancient mariner from the fiends, and the plague did us. Why lookest thou so? With my crossbow I shoot the albatross. What is he saying actually? The ancient mariner, inhospitably killed the albatross. For no reason, he killed what? Albatross. With his crossbow, he killed the albatross. And go to line number 115 now. Rabbi, where is the text? Where is the text? See in the phone then. Look now. Now it's really interesting. This is one of the finest lines that ever produced in English history, English poem. Day after day, we stuck. Day after day, we stuck. Meaning no motion, no breath. We stuck, nor breath, nor motion. As idle as a painted ship. Like a painted ship. Have you seen that? This is a painted ship, right? Is it moving? No. He says that as if like a painted ship in a painted ocean. The ocean is not moving. The ship is not moving. Nothing is moving at all. Where? Where? In the ocean. Nothing is moving. And everyone is dying one by one. Why?
Because of the heat.
Because of the heat. They can't drink water. Then the next line, read it. And everyone remembers. Whenever I read these lines, I feel of like the hell. This is what will be the picture of the hell. And this is what Coleridge is really great. Water, water everywhere, and all the birds did drink. Water, water everywhere, nor any drop to drink. Everywhere it's what? Water. Because it's a big ocean and it's full of water, but you cannot drink a single drop of water. And what did the mariner do? And he found that every sailor is dying. And before they died, they did what? They took the skeleton of the albatross and hanged it around his neck. And you already seen that albatross is one of the largest birds in the world.
They're kind of worshipping it?
No. Then what did he do? As a punishment, the sailor, they said, you kill that albatross when they're the skeleton. Do you know what is the skeleton? I think all of you know that. A skeleton, it's means konkal in Bangla. So the skeleton, they took the skeleton and hanged around the neck of what? The mariner. And said, now you roam around. Why? Punishment. And every sailor is dying out of what? Out of thirsty. And the mariner, when he saw that every sailor is dying, everyone is dying, but the mariner is not dying. Everyone is just looking at his eyes and cursing him. Mariner, low mariner, you die, you die. You the criminal, you the culprit. Everyone is cursing whom?
The
mariner. But everyone is dying, but mariner is not dying. And that is called life in death. That is called what? Life in death. You have life, but this life has no meaning at all actually, because you want to die actually, because can you imagine that? An albatross, skeleton of albatross around your neck, you feel the burden of it, right? And when he was feeling thirsty, then the mariner did what? He sucked his own blood when he was so thirsty. And he just bite his hand and he sucked his own blood. And he found that all the sailors are dying. But while they were dying, they were just cursing him, looking at his eyes. Why they were cursing him? Because he killed the albatross, and for him everyone is in danger. And when you are in danger, what do you do actually? When you are in serious trouble, whoever you are, imagine that. Imagine that. This is the first thing you want to survive. But even when you feel that even when you want to survive but you cannot survive, what is the next thing you are going to do?
Defense.
There's nothing to defend actually. There's nothing. No one is harming you. You're going to pray. You are going to pray, right?
Pray, right?
Because you know that nothing is working, then you start to believe in what? Unseen things.
Yeah.
Am I right? You start to believe what? The unseen thing. Then you start believing that God saved me if you are here today. God hear me because I'm in trouble. The old man, the mariner, he tried to pray, but look at the burden he has. He can't even pray. He cannot pray even. He cannot utter some good words even. Who?
The
Mariner. He cannot even pray. Then it's a huge burden for him because around the neck, and that's why it's the phrase that we use. When you are in danger, you can use the phrase, albatross around my neck. Meaning that, what is the meaning of that? In great danger. Albatross around my neck. What does it mean? You are in great danger, like you are having trouble. So when he does that, and then the mariner, he suddenly saw some, have you seen the snakes? The snakes are not that much beautiful. In our eyes, they say we don't praise the beauty of the snake, because snake is like it has got a dark complexion, and he found that under the ocean he can see some slimy snakes, and when he sees it, immediately he says that how beautiful the creatures are. And when he says this word, he finds that there is no burden around his neck. There is no albatross around his neck. And then Coleridge, from there, the concept came. Beauty might lie in the ugliness. Beauty lies in the ugliness. How it comes like beauty lies in the ugliness? If you think of these, just try to imagine. Have you seen the water hyacinth? Water hyacinth meaning kochuri pana.
Yes.
Because it comes in a dirty water, you can see that. But even it is though on the dirty water it's floating, but it looks really beautiful. Even think of the water lily. You'll find that even it's growing up in the dirty water, but it looks what? Even in Bangla we call gobore poddo phul, right?
Yes.
Right? You find that even there are sometimes we get the most beautiful thing where? In ugly places. Even if you think of the diamond, how do you get it? In the mine, coal, right? Even if you think of the gold, how the gold is purified?
From the mud and dust
and it's being burned. All the time it's being burned, right? Gold, it has to burn to become more pure. Do you know that? Have you been to the gold makers? If you go to the gold makers, you'll find that it's being burned all the time just to make it more pure. Gold. So Coleridge wants to say you that beauty lies where?
In the ugliness.
In the ugliness. Even, let me try to imagine that. Have you seen the slum dogs? Those who are in Bangla we call the tokai. They go to the where? They go to the garbage, garbage places, right? And they used to carry a bag. And they, from all the filthiest thing, they bring out all the gems, all the good things, and they carry that in their bag, right? For them, the garbage is the most beautiful place, because it's like the treasure hunting. They're getting the treasures. So it's not something that all the time, beauty always has to be in the beautiful place. Beauty might lie in the ugliness as well. Even in the ugliest thing, you find the most beautiful people are here. If you think of Africa, how we denote them, Africa. Mining for gold, all the things, but in Africa we have a very racist mentality. Africa we saw, the black people we used to, But don't you think that even if you think of the Somalia is what? An African nation. It has all. Even if you think of Nigeria, Kenya, these are all what? Extremely black people. But don't you think that there are some good people? Even if you think of Nelson Mandela, was the greatest leaders. Nelson Mandela. So how was he look like? Black. But he was a pure diamond. So Coleridge wants to say you that if you want to remain good and faithful to God, the very first thing you need to do is you have to praise and you have to appreciate all the creatures that are being created in the universe. This is one thing you can get closer to Almighty. And then He will listen to you. Look, the slimy snakes has nothing to do with the burden. But when he praises the slimy snakes, he feels like the burden is no more here around his neck. Why? Because God listened his prayer right now. God is signaling him that, this is what you should do with the creature, and you shouldn't be doing this with the creature. You should be praising the creature, and you shouldn't be killing them. And then when he just, all on a sudden, the mariner, he started saying, I started to listen the unseen, unheard words. I started to listen, and I started to see that creatures moving in the sky. Somehow he got a supernatural power in himself, and he hears what no one hears, and he sees what no one sees. Who? Mariner. He feels like that. Immediately, when he was feeling like that, he just, he became senseless. And when he became senseless, he found that in a small boat, he is being rescued by some people. There was and he doesn't know actually where did it come from, because he was senseless. But when he got up, he found that he was being rescued by, and there was a pilot, young boy, and there's a hermit. Do you know what is hermit? Hermit. Hermit is the religious figure who helps you to do repentance in Christianity. Like even if you go to in Bangladesh, if you are in the court in front of the judges, then you have to take oath by touching the Quran, right? That I'm not going to lie. Even whatever the religion you have to touch the book of that religion, and you have to take oath. So hermit is someone, before you die, he comes to you and he says that now make tawbah, because you have committed sin. The hermit helps you, like the imam, the local imam that we do actually. So the hermit, when he was telling the hermit that, what, I killed an albatross, and the hermit says there is no repentance for you. There is no what? Repentance for you. There is nothing you have. Only thing you can do is, then he gives him away. What is the punishment and how to get rid of that? The punishment is that every time, the skeleton of the albatross will be around your neck, and the repentance is every time you have to tell the story to a new people. You need to say the story, and now you cannot tell the story to anyone. You have to tell the story to a young guy. So the mariner, you see initially when it's a flashback story. It's a flashback story. When the mariner is just holding the hand of can you remember the wedding guest? Hold the hand, and he started telling that is what? Hey, listen, I have a story to tell. And he started telling the story to that young boy. Why was he telling the story? Because why? The albatross was around his neck actually. If he tells the story, he finds what? Gone. But when it comes around his neck, I need to tell the story. He has to tell the story. That was his punishment. Now let me tell you one thing. Now there was a question actually that came from the class, like, so when does it used to come actually? Have you seen even in the movie, everything goes well, but when it's night, the ghost appears in your body and you start do all the crazy things, right? And you find that there's a tantric baba who comes and then ding 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 ding, and then he does some crazy things, and then you find that he falls asleep, right? And sometimes it comes. So the albatross, so Mr. Mariner, whenever, and he doesn't have to do go to any hermit or anyone. He just need to tell the story. And that's why he stopped one of three. Can you remember the line? He stopped at one of three, এবং সে হচ্ছে কি তিনজনের ভিতরে একজনকে স্টপ করে and করে কি বলে? Let's go, I have a story to tell. and he starts telling the story. It's not because he wants to share the story. It's because he wants to get rid of this burden around his neck. What is that? Albatross. And that's the end of the story. Can you stop the recording? Now I'll be going in Bangla.